Hey there guys, welcome back. And if you're joining for the first time, then thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. Alright, so I believe where I left off was the heroic tier, and we are in legacy now. So first thing I want to do is get, I guess, my tracker going here. So let's see, I need to do the Foundry or Maelstrom Prison. So we're on Republic side, so Maelstrom Prison is going to be what we have to do there. Alright, that's what we're going to get. And we need to reach level 50. Okay. Alright, simple enough. Okay, so let me head back to a mailbox, because what I didn't do was unveil what's in these boxes. I still have not looked at that stuff yet. I did find out today though that's once per account, so you know, we hit level 25 and we got an email that's going to give us some of these boxes. That's once per account. I was completely under the wrong impression. I thought that was like anytime we made these achievements they were per character, not necessarily per legacy. It sounds really dumb, but that's what I thought, so whatever. Alright, credit spammer. So, whenever I see those things, I always click spam on them, because that's what Eric Musco said to do. If for any reason but that. Alright, let's open this up and see what we got here. Okay. Let's get something rare, maybe. Okay. Decos are always good for making credits. Mount. And last but not least... Interesting. Alright, so what I'm gonna do... these are bound. Man, does that suck. Bound, everything's bound. Deco's not bound. Deco is bound. Alright. Go back to Coruscant. So, everything is bound. Again, guys, I've tried not to read up on any of this stuff other than what the requirements are, like off the main website or whatever. But, yeah, I was not expecting that. One of these guys to be standing in front of me. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is do a mix between flashpoints and just straight leveling. So let's I'll go ahead and do a queue, and we'll see what happens at some point. And if I don't get lucky and get the Maelstrom Prison, I'll have to queue up specifically for it, or I guess technically I could just run in solo. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let me finish up these two quests that I have here, and then we'll just run over there and just do it. Ugnaughts, Ugnaughts, search for Ugnaughts. I feel like that's really close to where you spawn in at. Let's find out. Maybe not. Okay.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
because it's down here. Okay. It's one of the silly things with this that I don't think works as intended, but they've never fixed it since, God, back as far as I can remember, leveling in this game. Some of these missions or quests that you get, they just completely inaccurate where they show you to go. And that's one of them. You have to go click on the speeder to figure it out, I guess. So yeah, again, to reiterate, the objective for this this period of 2 hours is to get as close to level 50 as possible, and to knock out that Maelstrom prison, which I'll do that in a second, so that's going to be a non-issue. So more or less, it's just going to be leveling, just grinding up, trying to get to level 50 about as fast as I can. And again, it's been years since I've done that, so it's probably not going to be the most efficient process, but nonetheless, you guys will be able to see how I level. I think the other thing I'm going to do is, right after I do the Maelstrom prison, the heroic missions give like a stupid amount of experience from what I come to understand, so I think I'm going to take a look at doing that, and then just kind of see how it pans out. See if I can't line of sight some of these guys. It works better when they're not stunned. Alright, so the Ugnaught should be like right straight down this road, if I remember correctly. Nope, we're wrong. Close enough though. So one of the heroics we'll do later is going to be right here. I think that's a 4-man one, or it's intended for 4 people. So see if I can go in there and solo it, rock it out. Alright. 4 DPS. So behind the scenes, so to speak, I've been on the been leveling a sorcerer, a healer basically on the imp side. Because one of the things you have to do to get, really far down into the tiers is you have to get all the flashpoints done. Which means at some point you're going to need an Imperial side character, or if you're on the Imperial side maining, you'll need a Republic side character to more or less do the faction-specific flashpoints. And my luck today doing these flashpoints has been absolutely horrible. Either just people not knowing the fights, and then you try and explain the fights, and they don't pay attention or want to listen to you. Or people just, doing really odd things like chain pulling things, like you'll have 13 things or something crazy like that fighting you. And, when everybody's like level 25, you really don't have a whole lot of tools in your tool bag to deal with that, so you get destroyed pretty fast. And one of the things I was thinking about putting a forum post on it, up on the SOTOR forums about it, but I figured it probably wouldn't make a difference either way for the at the moment leveling experience. Was I think it's a little ridiculous that sorcerers and sages comparably don't get good energy regeneration until level 44. That's just mind-blowing to me. So, like a scoundrel or an operative healer, or even a commando, mercenary healer, to a degree, they're going to get energy regen capabilities real easy. You get med shot or diagnostic scan or whatever that you can use to kind of help heal, and at the same time, it doesn't take away from your energy. You have nothing like that as a sage or a sword. And you don't get anything to help with that until level 24, I believe. You get basically a way to regen force, but the rate at which you generate force after that is dropped by 25% per stack, up to the point where you get 4 stacks and you're not regenning anything, and it's really abysmal. So for us to not get God, I can't remember what it's called on the Imperial side, but Resplendence, basically the stacks that allow you to not get the debuff when you use your energy regen, is it's ridiculous that you get it at 44, in my opinion, because I feel like the other classes get it way earlier, but it is what it is. Let's blow these guys up. Quick, easy way to take care of that. And what I'm doing is trying to kite around these adds as much as possible. That way, we just get in here real quick, kill the bosses, which are going to give us a good amount of experience, and then duck out. Leap to him to cover some distance, wait for him to stack, and then we'll blow him up. Close enough. Let me heal up since we don't have any healers. But yeah, anyways, case in point, that's my rant on that whole experience the last day or so. Trying to level that healer up and get it ready for this event. On the plus side though, being able to heal yourself and others makes things go a little bit quicker. It's not good. And of course, that guy's all the way over there. This is more or less what I meant. Now I've done that like twice now. You would think that guy would be paying attention and would be like, ah, that thing blows him up. Let me run over there. Not so much. So for you guys starting out in this game, or anything like that, definitely kind of watch things around you. That would be a good example. You see people using things around them to kind of help out, might be a good idea to try and follow suit. So since we have no healer, and I know I'm going to aggro the crap out of a lot of this stuff, that's a really good time for those of you who actually play Sentinel or Marauder to go ahead and hit basically your Cloak of Pain or your Rebuke, which I have there highlighted for those who may not know what it is. It's basically just a damage reduction. But if you know you're going to be taking impending damage, it's a good idea just go ahead and pop it. Flat 20% reduction to anything you take, force, melee, tech, ranged, everything. Doesn't matter what it is. That would be a great time for a Transcendence, but I don't have the ability to use it. Alright, so if I remember this fight properly, we're going to hit this guy and there's going to be a... You can see him through the cage over there. Those, I don't know what the hell they are, but those things over there, we're going to get one of those. And if I remember correctly, you kill this thing first. So that is what I'm going to do. As soon as I'm not stunned. That was the other thing that baffled my brain today, was doing these things and people getting low. And nobody hitting those pots there to heal themselves or anybody else. Just seemed really counterintuitive. I'm taking crazy damage, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit Saber Ward. That'll take all the range damage I'm getting and melee damage down by 50%. And I'm going to pound away at this guy and go kill this dude who's been just getting free shots in on me the whole time. Alright, I didn't know these guys dropped loot back here, that's pretty cool. Can't go back there to get it though. That's really interesting, I never noticed that. That's almost like a BioWare troll right there, that's a little crazy. It's like, hey, here, come get this stuff you would normally pick up that looks like loot, but you can't get in there, so sorry about your luck.
done, my friends.
Oh, and the crazy thing, guys, is we're so close to the Maelstrom prison. This is the, I guess part 1 if you want to say that, or maybe the prelude or whatever, but this is the flashpoint right before it, so it's kind of funny we got this, because right after this I'm going to go over and do Maelstrom prison. So.
If you weren't
This is the trade-off, though, when you decide to do flashpoints with a group. You get more experience, but you then have to wait on other people if they don't meet your speed quota, so to speak. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. These may be new players that have never seen the story for this, you know, and they want to watch it, which, if I was a new player and never seen this, I'd want to watch it too. So, nothing wrong with that. Let's mount up. So, this used to be something I used to mess up all the time. When I was first starting out, I was getting past all this stuff without aggroing it. And wait on those guys just in case they pull. And they did. Oh my god, and they pulled everything. Alright, so let's be smart, hit a barrel. Alright. That takes that down. I'm gonna hit things on the sidelines because I have next to no health. And that was dumb. That's probably gonna get me killed right there. Force stasis him, see if that helps any bit. And dead. So what I did there was I ran too close to the guy that was just kind of hanging off on the sidelines and just minding his own business. And stepped too close to him, and I don't know. He came over and destroyed my face for it. So some tips for you guys that are doing this. If you get into a flashpoint, or anything really, and you don't have a tank, and you have a healer, and that healer is getting their face beaten by something, be it an ad or whatever, do them a solid and run over there and beat the shit out of it. Because the reason they have it is because they are pulling so much aggro by healing everybody else that everything else goes, we need to kill that guy so we can kill the rest of them. And they all turn to that healer and beat the crap out of them. So if you as DPS jump over and start hitting it, you'll definitely pull aggro off of it, and you'll get it off that healer. And what that's going to do is that's going to free up the healer to focus on you guys and heal you guys and not have to do triage on themselves and you guys. Which is something I ran into every single flashpoint that I did today on my sorcerer, so just being kind of what we call raid aware, or you know, just good situational awareness goes a long way in games like this, and can really make the difference between someone dying and someone living. So alright, let's see, I'm gonna hit the big guy first. And that's why I expected somebody would throw them off. I'm gonna lift this guy, and I can't because he's immune. Should have looked at that first. So he's dead. I'll wait. But the next thing that has immunity, I'll kind of point it out to those of you guys who may not know what it looks like, or even where it's located, how you can kind of tell. Alright, let's see, I'll probably knock that one off. There's gonna be some guys that spawn here. I'm just gonna hit them, not blow them up. Because of that guy right there. But now that guy's active because he blew that thing up, so. Pop-Tarts. I know a guy from Jedi Covenant server whose name is Pop-Tarts. I wonder if that's the same guy. I guess not. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save reward here, because I'm sure I'm gonna take a lot of damage. And Rebuke is up. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. And heal up. I wonder if that Pop-Tarts guy is gonna come. Oh, there he's going. He's moving. All right. This is actually a pretty long flashpoint. We're making pretty decent time here. I'll wait for that guy to pass. And I think we can skip most of the stuff coming up. There might be a small group we have to DPS right here to our left. Just gonna rappel down. I don't know if they aggro though or not. I just know they drop right there. Yeah, they aggroed, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit those guys. God, do they hit hard. I'll lift that guy a little bit just to get him to stop hitting me. Oh, we aggroed a bunch of other stuff, okay. So pretty much everything we killed there, guys, was unnecessary, but that player may just not know, so no big deal. But alright, so let's jump over here and we'll just keep trying to skip this stuff and get to the next boss anyway. I actually think the next boss you can skip. I don't know if these guys are gonna do that, but I'll attempt it. Or anything just to show you guys. I'll wait on that dude to be inside of me while I do these things. I don't want him to run and pull something if he doesn't really know the path or the way to get around this stuff. So one of the things that I do, I just thought about, it's kind of a good thing to note, is when I move, you'll see I turn these corners real sharp like that and spin around real quick. That's basically holding down your right mouse button. So if you guys do that, it'll give you a lot more freedom of motion, so to speak, over your camera, and you'll be able to respond to things really, really fast. And it's a lot smoother and a lot cleaner than, you know, using say WASD to physically turn your character left, right. Or I guess W and S don't matter, that's up and down, but A and D, turning left, turning right. You'll see here if I do that, it's kind of choppy. Whereas if I just hold the mouse button down, I can spin around real quick. So much better to do that. And the way I do my playstyle is I kind of do a combination of both. So when I move, hey, we can skip it. But I kind of do a combination of both. I move, and like when I go diagonal like this is basically holding up and left, or up and right, and holding down the right mouse button so that I can still move and have free range of my character, but I'm not moving up, I'm not moving left, I'm moving diagonal. Which for some things helps. And not to say it's the best way. There are a lot of people that don't use keyboards at all. They use like joysticks or gaming pads or whatever, but oh, there we go. I'll say he's about to miss out on choosing something. What is going on here? I do not remember that cutscene being that long. Alright. Pop that. And saber ward's going up. I can't line of sight some of these things to the corner here. Group them up a bit. These things are so brutal without a healer. You see we got a healer over there. He's channeling right now. We definitely want to get that guy off the field. Oh, wonderful. Pop-Tarts there is healing for us. See, there we go. That's a good example. Something going for your healer, kill it quick, or hit it so it gets off of him. Alright, I'm gonna hit this healer first and go ahead and get that dude off the map so he's not healing up these other guys. Oh, I'm red barring there. That's not good. No, 10,000 lag. Now we might get disconnected here. And there it goes. That was interesting. Definitely did not expect that. All right. this sentinel is 58. Wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad I did not get that blade dance off. That just absolutely is annoying when you go to do a nice hard-hitting ability and get interrupted. Disable droid, that's useful. See, somebody CC'd that Dominator on the right there, and somebody just AoE'd it and knocked it out. Be your best, guys, not to do that when you're in a group. I can't tell you how many times that happened today when I was on my sorcerer. I'd go and lift something, and immediately, like, somebody would leap to it, or, you know, AoE it and hit it or whatever. Okay. So here we are, last boss. I do not remember a whole lot about this one. I know back in the day we used to line of sight it. I don't know if you can do that anymore. Oh, let me wait for this guy to get in here. Alright, I think I'm gonna hit the turrets first. For the Emperor. I have no clue why I clicked that, guys. I just clicked it because it was clickable. Alright, they got that one. I'm gonna hit this guy. Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect example. So, if you look at the target right now, there is a yellow icon right here. That right there is what tells you whether they're immune or not. Take them down. Immune to, you know, like being able to be lifted or, you know, stunned or whatever. You'll see these ads right now don't have them, and that's why, you know, some of these are stunned. And it looks like I'm lagging out again. No bueno, guys. There we go. It's really quite odd. I wonder if it's on my end or if it's somewhere else. Let's see. So we'll give it 2 more times. If it does that in rapid succession, 2 more times, then I'll go ahead and call the stream. I don't want to hold you guys up from seeing real stuff by seeing a login screen every 5 minutes, so we'll see what happens. I'm probably dead. I'm gonna load in and probably be dead. There we go. That's horrible. That means somebody did not freaking hit the thing when I was dying. Goes back to what I was saying earlier, guys. If you got teammates about to die, hit the freaking thing so that they live. At least I got the kill though, and the experience. I think this takes me right back. Nope. Oh jeez. I just screwed those guys. Because now they have to wait for me to run all the way back. And there's a fucking droid in my way. Let's see if I can side skirt this. Oh, somebody else? Somebody else DC'd. Maybe it's not just me. Maybe the SOTOR servers are getting hacked again. For those who don't know, that's a real thing. That has happened several times throughout the years of me playing this game. Alright, so unless I get a group of my own guys, I don't think this is going to be a very lucrative way to level up. It's going pretty slow, so I'm going to do that Maelstrom prison, and I'm going to plow through some of these things solo and do some other things, missions and whatnot probably. But yeah, I'm definitely going to pick it up here as soon as I can get done with this thing, because this has been about 37 minutes now, so no bueno. Not want to spend 37 minutes in one flashpoint. Hey little dude, come up here. Streaming and doing flashpoints is bad luck for me. If you guys saw the very first one that I did for the event, we did the Essalus. I think we did the Essalus. Maybe it wasn't the Essalus. I did some flashpoint, and this is the exact same thing that happened. We had a guy just kind of stand there, and we couldn't complete it because we had to wait for him. It wasn't the Essalus. It was oh, what is that? It's the one that like reminds me of Brother Eye at the very end, that fight. We just had a dude just standing there, man. And he just disconnected again. Nice, there we go. Finish this up. Not nice for him, I feel bad for him, but we'll be able to finish it.
Surrender the technology you're using. If we give your empire the chance, you'll wipe us out. If I think
I always kind of wish they would have done the commando female voice a little bit more feminine. I feel like all of the other ones are feminine.
Leave civilians to die.
And that one's more of like a deeper masculine type
Then,
voice.
the computer is ours.
All right. All right, so hit up the Ugnaughts, turn in mission, go to Maelstrom prison. That is my plan of attack right now. No more group flashpoints. They take too long. They don't usually take that long, guys. That's just bad luck there. Let's see if I can't just run through these and not fight them. This way. And we'll have to fight these though. Let's get T7 out. So one of the things you guys will see here throughout my my leveling process is every single ability I get, Sentinel-wise, is gonna be on my bars, and you really ever get into doing anything serious in SOTOR, like the in-game raids and stuff like that, you will need every single ability you have somewhere throughout all of those operations. There's about 50 bosses in the game. If you don't include some of the what I call secret bosses, and every ability you have is useful somewhere throughout those 50 bosses. So I highly suggest you guys figure out a way to incorporate those onto your action bars. If you're free to play, I know you guys are restricted, but if you're not free to play, definitely try and figure out a way to get those things on your bars. The things that are going to be most important for me are generally hovered right around, I guess, this bottom left bar and the bottom right one, and then the top row right there. And that's more or less basically like all of my defensives at top row. Things that I can use to stop people from hitting me or hurting me or whatever. The bottom left, I kind of segregate a good amount of my main abilities, and then the bottom right is generally things that I may need to use from time to time, but I don't use them as frequently as would, I guess, really necessitate them being on the left side. There's like one or two things that I keep over there, but that's just because I don't have enough space out of the 12 action bar spots on the left. But other than that, everything else is something that at some point in time or another you'll use. So for instance, leg slash, this one right here, if you read it, this is basically a PvP ability, but if you read it, what it does is it reduces heals on the target by 20%. The Dread Fortress last boss is Brontis is a very good place to use that. I really don't use it a whole lot on any other boss, but for that boss, definitely you want to use it, because once you push in the last phase, she starts to heal. And if you pop that on, then what will happen is that'll reduce the heals so that they don't heal as much, so you don't have to DPS as much. And you know, that's just one example. And there are a couple of abilities like that where you might use them one time on one boss somewhere, but if you need to use it at a moment's notice, it's good to have it available and kind of know where it is on your bars. So that's my other big tip for you guys, is get to know where all of your stuff is. And this is going to take too much time, so I'm going to abandon that one if I can. Let's go back to the Senate Tower, turn this in, level up, and we're going to go hit Fleet and put in some serious work. Oh, wrong way. I just noticed my buff here wore off, so I'll pop that right before I go through the door. Extra experience. And let's do this. General Varsuthra. Give me my level.
You call?
And I'll tell you, Kira here, man. Probably the most annoying companion that you get as a Jedi Knight, at least in my opinion. We'll revisit the class missions maybe later on sometime, but since they're not a focal point of the event or even a necessity at that, you know, at any rate, I may not do that before getting up to that last tier. But it is a good storyline. I highly suggest you guys, if you've never seen it, do it. It's my favorite storyline for obvious reasons. I play a Sentinel, but beyond that, it's my favorite just because of the fact that it's it feels the most Star Wars-like to me, believe it or not. It's very much like, you know, it kind of makes you the center of that whole kind of universe and the Jedi and everything like that, and it feels kind of like the old trilogy with like Luke and just him developing and kind of going up against Vader and stuff like that. It has that kind of undertone to it, in my opinion, and I like that. I like that whole, like, I get to be the hero and yada 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 yada. So, but point in case, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. So I'm gonna go. Oh, where are these things at? Bridge deck, maybe? No, I think I'm in the wrong spot. Absolutely in the wrong spot. Let's go to this ship. Turn chat off. Oh man, Hayete, where are you going? So yeah, if you guys can't tell, I've not physically walked to these things in forever. So maybe it's this one. Or maybe this is the museum. KDY, maybe? No, KDY is on the main fleet. Ah, we found it, guys. There we go. Start solo. I think for one of these tiers, we're going to end up having to go through every single one of these flashpoints. I don't remember if it's solo mode or hard mode or whatever, but at some point I'll have to do it. So what I'll probably do after I complete this one is just go back to fleet, go down to where the majority of the flashpoints are, and just start banging them out one at a time. Oh, we got opportune attack now, guys. So my my blade storm there is proccing, which is a really good thing. You see how there's that gold border around it? That's gonna make it do extra damage, and that is perfect. We want that. So Let me see what's going on here. No new abilities. Let's go ahead and repair. And keep pushing through. This is much better, guys. My pace. Which is more or less non-stop. And blown up. Skip those two unless there's something over there we need. So what I like to do, since I'm playing the healing companion, granted I've got Jesus droid here, but what I like to do is when I go, I'll show you on these guys, so I'll go and I'll hit something and I'll go over and hit the next thing and the next thing, and the reason to do this is because I want everything hitting me. I don't want anything hitting my companion. That way my companion's free to heal me, and you know, my companion's not going to die necessarily. Generally, it's not a huge consideration when you're doing content like this. They kind of set you up for success, and it's really difficult to kill your companion. You have to really overwhelm yourself. But for the most part, that's what I like to do. If anything, just to make sure that that doesn't happen. Barrel those guys. I'll let somebody else kill that. I interrupted that concussion charge, that would have knocked me back, and what that's going to do is gain me time to get my actual interrupt off cooldown. No interrupt at all. He did not knock me back one time. And that's what you want to do, guys. You want to be very cognizant of those type of things. And try and keep them from interrupting you so you can do your max damage and get those things dead quick. So what I'm going to do is hit that guy and go AoE these down.
There, good as new.
Let's see, we're not gaining a whole lot of experience by doing this, but I'm gaining enough. We'll see what it looks like after we kill our first boss. I don't miss that one. Yep. It's okay, force sleep back in. And we press on. Hello, guy. Stun. Alright, there goes nothing. Hopefully I don't aggro that silver guy back there. Well, that sucks. Let's see if it's only a frontal thing. Punishment. Okay, I have no clue what that is. Alright, so that looks like something we'll want to get away from. Because you see when he did that, it blew me up. That'll be a knockback. We'll force sleep back in, no big deal. And then I'm just going to walk away. Let's see if that reduces the damage. Yep, perfect. So those are those kind of things, guys, you want to kind of self-analyze. If you don't know what something does, just look at it and try and figure it out. Try and infer what's going on. So I didn't really look at how much damage or experience that gave me, but nonetheless, I need to get it done for the next, or this tier anyway, the legacy tier. So
There, good as new.
it doesn't matter. Let's take the right one. Freaking Jesus droid over here, man. He is beast mode. So, the reason why we call this guy Jesus droid, for those who may not know, he can tank, he can DPS, and he can heal, all at the same time. And somewhere along the way when it was introduced, back with the prelude to Shadow of Revan, it got coined Jesus droid, and just pretty much stuck. So, it'd be kind of cool to get a companion of him, that would be really awesome, but... Let's AoE these guys, try and pick them up so they don't hit Kira there. Good enough for me. Alright, so this guy sucks. At least, when you do it as like a normal flashpoint, it's pretty bad. Alright, let's kill these droids.
Acquiring targets. Calculating optimal fire pattern.
So we can't interrupt him. We can't CC him either. I believe this is when we're supposed to hide. I'm gonna go hit this health pot just to be safe. You can use Pacify on him, I didn't know that. I guess he's not truly a boss, so Pacify for 6 seconds reduces accuracy of the person you put it on. And it reduces it by 90%. So generally speaking, if the enemy you're fighting is a ranged or melee attacker primarily, there's a good chance that for 6 seconds, they're not going to touch you. Being that their accuracy has been reduced almost by 100%. So, that's pretty cool when you can put it on something that, you know, like him, that hits really hard. I remember to start looking at the experience. Oh man, I remember this When you do this with a group, man, it is a nightmare to heal this part.
All vessels retreat. Repeat, all vessels retreat immediately. Over.
Well, we almost got stage 1 bonus done. And see, this is a tanking nightmare too, because everything is spread out, so I think the best bet here would be to put everybody around the corner and line of sight everything. Just drag it all up together and then beat the crap out of it. Let's skip that. Or not. That sucks. Oh, hitting defensives. Okay, I thought I was lagging out for a second. Okay, now let's try and skip stuff.
You'll live.
See if I can't blow everything up here. And again. There we go. Skip this. Oh, I guess I should go get those things, huh?
There, good as new.
No, don't go all the way over there. I didn't think about that. I might have to actually kill all this stuff for that bonus. So I need 15 more. Oh, I really just don't want to tangle with that. That gold back there, man. It takes so freaking long to kill when you're low level. See if I can skip him real quick. Alright, next boss.
There, good as new.
I wonder if I could drag this out and just keep killing these things. Keep them coming, buddy. Alright, we need 8 more. I keep hitting him with small attacks, man. Try and keep him alive as much as possible. Give me another one. That might be health based, maybe. Hopefully we find 5 more somewhere down this flashpoint.
Losers Nova and Firestar. Pull in the rear guard. The enemy's taking the bait.
You're fine.
There's 3. And there's definitely some more there I can get for 5. Here comes the T-Rex, guys. Blow this up.
There. Good as new.
I'll tell you what, guys, once we get to 50, it's gonna make things go so much faster. And definitely go from 50 to 65 in about an hour. So that will be great. But for now, we have 20 levels to go.
There. Good as new.
There he is. And let's attack. God, I hope it doesn't pull those other guys. Alright, awesome. Probably shouldn't stand here, because if he has a knockback, I might go right over the edge. So I'm going to position myself to a wall. And that was smart. See, look at that. Oh, this game. I have you figured out. I know your tricks and your ploys. As long as we don't get hit into those things over there, I think we'll be good. And they don't get hit over the side, and that's good. Let's see if I can't reposition Kira over here. What I did was turn her passive, so she'll come over here, and then I'm gonna reactivate her. So now she's right here beside me. Very good way to kind of reposition your guys, because he's probably gonna go over the edge. Yep. So I don't have him anymore to help me. And had Kira been standing there, I would be alone right now, and I would probably be screwed. And that's 30. Alright, let's see what we get. Yes, force camo. So force camo, guys, that is your aggro drop and your maybe not your primary, but it's a very good secondary-ish defensive because it reduces all damage you take by 50%. So if you have something hitting you, or you have a mechanic that's going to hit you that you can't do anything about, God, I can't even think of an example right now off the top of my head, but if you have something that's going to just utterly destroy you and you can't move out of it, you can't do anything about it, it's going to happen. Hitting that ability will reduce it by 50%. The other good thing that it does for you is it makes you immune to knockbacks. So if something's going to knock you back, interrupt you, whatever, like that guy we were just fighting, if I knew that interrupt was coming and I had force camo, I could pop force camo, and if I sat there and I didn't move, I didn't break the force camo, it would keep me from getting thrown, which is really, really useful for so many fights in this game, especially at in-game. You'll, if you watch any of my video guides, I definitely advocate for that ability. Especially if you're, you know, obviously a sentinel or a marauder, because it is hugely useful.
Have a taste of the dark side.
Alright, I'm watching my experience bar. Let's see how much experience I get now that I'm paying attention. I feel it didn't move at all. So that sucks. Well, whatever. Let's get our Jesus droid back out.
You'll live.
So as a combat sentinel or marauder, if you're playing Carnage, one of the things you want to do, guys, is always try and lead with either Blade Rush or Massacre, because you'll see right here, I'm highlighting it right now above my name, that buff right there. It's it increases your damage that you do. You might not think it when you read the text, but what it does is it gives you a higher probability to proc a Terraform, which does extra damage for you. So by association, pretty much, it increases your damage. So you want to keep that thing up whenever you're engaged in combat. You want to keep that up at all times. Never, ever, ever let that thing fall off. Let's see. Can you skip this? Yes, you can, guys. You ready for this? Watch this pro strat. I am going to go into force camo, and I'm going to rocket boot past these guys and completely skip them, hopefully. Equipped to detect stealth abilities. Okay, never mind. I'm going to have to fight them. Damn. Well, let's try it anyways, just for kicks. Yep, that didn't work. What gave it away? All the health pots sitting around? Probably. But, in all seriousness, you can do that for a lot of things, unless obviously they have stealth detection and you can't, but if you go into force camo and you hit your rocket boots, you will rocket boot while invisible, and that lasts for 4 seconds, so you'll have 4 seconds worth of distance that you can travel without anybody being able to see you. Really good for getting past things you don't want to fight, or you know, if you're in a hurry or something, you gotta get somewhere. Really, really good thing to do. Oh, hello, guy.
You're fine.
Let's see, I'm going to hit these guys, pull them off of that droid. I hit this guy, interrupt him, and pull him off the droid. He's gonna knock me back. No big deal. I keep forgetting that guy has a taunt. This Jesus droid here has a taunt, so doing my usual strategy of, hey dude, I'm gonna save your butt and not let everything hit you, doesn't work because he just taunts it all back. Which is fine, because you know, we want him to do that for people who may be new to the game or less experienced, and if they're getting their face punched in, it's good to kind of have something that can take it all off you. Nope, it spawns stuff. think I can skip these, but I can show you guys something cool. Disable droid. Only usable on droids, but keeps them CC'd. So you don't have to worry about it, and you can deal with it later. Position myself against this wall, so when he does this knockback, boom, I'm right there in front of him, and I can still DPS. So sometimes guys just kind of looking, like I said earlier, it's just situational awareness, like knowing where you are, where the enemy is, and how you can position yourself to be the most effective will get you a long way in this game on a great many mechanics and bosses and all that good stuff. So. Good thing about Disable Droid is it has no cooldown. Whereas most other lifts and holds, they have a cooldown that, you know, you have to wait a minute or whatever before you can use it again. Let's see, I'm position myself up slightly to this thing. And you see I get ricocheted back a little bit, which puts me back in range. Probably sound like a broken record with that kind of stuff, but it's stuff that I see people mess up quite a lot is you know, just getting in on an enemy and tunneling, and you see a mechanic happen. Oh, this guy does a knockback every, you know, 15 seconds, but they never actually move to deal with it. They just kind of sit there and let it happen. Well, this guy, if I remember correctly, will one-shot you if you don't move to cover fast enough, and I don't know if that's still the case. I'm gonna try and stay and fight behind cover here as much as possible. There we go. Oh, he still hit me, even through that wall. And I hit Force Sleep and it didn't do anything. Because he's behind cover. But I can pacify him, and that will be a great help. Get a little blade dance going there. So if you guys remember back to my first stream when I was doing the Essilist, this was the protagonist. This was that guy who was really fucking annoying. I'll focus him up, that way I can see what's going on with him. I'm gonna try and use this to dodge back and forth. Force camo! I see how much damage that didn't do. If you guys watch this later, you play it back. Look at that first time I took snipe, and then look at it when I took it with force camo, and you'll see huge difference on damage output. Got some ads back there. Kind of at a loss here. Looks like all of my companions are good, so I'm just gonna keep pounding away at this guy. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the target. If you look right beside the Grand Moff, you'll see different portraits popping up. Like that's the Jesus droid, that's Kira, and I'm just looking at their health, trying to see where they're at. Because if they were taking a lot of damage, then I would have definitely ran back here and taken care of it. Alright, so we got our Dark versus Light Flashpoint Responder. So we are 50% done with the Legacy tier. So now what we need to do is just get to 50. And then that'll complete this one, and we'll move to the next. And I'll skip all this and leave it for you guys to go through and hear and make your own decisions, good or bad as they may be. Alright, so we got 2 levels out of it. That's not bad. It did take a little bit of time, but... Let's see, what is this? That is way better than what we have.
You're fine.
Have anything else that's better than what I have? Does not look like it. Okay. I'm gonna go here and exit. Oh, good point to note, guys. If you're doing the HK51 questline, you have to come in here on hard mode, complete it, and this right here, there's going to be a thing you'll click here to pick up a piece for HK51.
There. Good as new.
I know HK51 is one of the completion requirements for one of the last tiers, if not the last tier, for this event, the Dark versus Light event. So when you guys get to that point, you'll know where it's at. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, let's go back to Fleet. I'm going to go down to the mission departures area, or whatever it's called, where all the flashpoints in. I still have a tactical flashpoint to turn in from last stream. I'm going to turn that in, we'll get some experience from it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go in and start pounding away at those things as well. Now I believe it's south. That may actually be Tython. Oh, it's Coruscant. Okay, there we go. It is on the west side, or east side of Fleet. Which means for the Imperial guys, it's probably on the west side. I think everything's like flipped in backwards here between the two factions. Okay, so that was Hammer Station. Hammer Station's like pretty much the first one. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna swing through these things and complete them.
Hammer.
So Mandalorian Raiders might be next, or Aethys, I think, actually.
This is Carrick's.
Yes, Aethys. Okay. This one's not too bad, as far as I remember. This one should be pretty quick. But anyways, the point here is the faster we can get through here, pump these things out, kill, 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 keep hitting things that give us experience. I think it will be almost as effective as just leveling with, you know, doing the quest line, if not more so. Then again, I'm not 100%. I'm kind of experimenting as I go through this. And I definitely did the wrong one. Pop out of this. I did the tactical one when I chose to do it, not the solo. That would have been bad. I'd have hit those enemies and died, like, in 2 seconds. Yeah, that would have not been good. Let's abandon this.
This is Carrick's state. I know what you must. What you should.
It won't let me solo that. Okay, well, we can't do that one. Interesting. I thought I could choose solo for these.
Master Satir.
Let's try this one, see what happens. If not, I have a backup plan.
The elusive.
We will terminate.
Nope, okay. Here we go, guys, backup plan. We're gonna do heroics. Alright, I always forget which way to go to get to this. I think it's this way. Alright, here we go. Okay, so let's see. Let's do Coruscant, should be good to go. So we'll do Coruscant, all the Coruscant ones in Tython. And a good thing about these is they give you transports directly to the door, so we don't need to run around, we don't need to travel to Coruscant, we literally pop on planet, take care of business, pop right off and go to the next one. Unfortunately though, we can only do these once a week, so you're not going to be able to basically do them daily, which would be great. That would, man, we'd be level 50 really fast. But not the case here. But regardless, we're way over leveled for this, and I'm maybe it's my gear. I don't know how the gear scaling goes when you scale down to you know, from 65 to whatever, but I'm completely on my main character, my main Hayete. I'm completely geared out in the best gear you can get in the game, and I come through here and just destroy these things. You know, 1-shot, 2-shot things. That might be a slight exaggeration. It might be like 3-shot, but they die very, very quickly. So I think like Tython, Coruscant, Nar Shaddaa, depending on which ones you do, go really, really quick. And the other ones are just kind of sporadic. You'll get like a couple of them on each planet after that. That, for the most part, you can you know, go in, they'll drop you right where you need to, kill a couple of guys or pick up some things, and boom, you're done. Some other ones are terrible. You have to do 2 or 3 different objectives, and they take a minute. Especially if other people are around and they're doing the same thing as you, and they don't respawn fast enough. Interrupt that.
I don't care what.
And look at that, guys, we're done.
I'm glad it's done.
Perfect, that is what we want.
So take these
That kind of speed, that is what we want.
its depths.
Next. This may be why combat spec, or carnage spec if you're a marauder, is very much my preferred playstyle. It's so fast and you just demolish things, just mow through them while you're moving. And as you guys can see, that's kind of my playstyle when I'm doing things. I just like to go. And get to the objective, which for this the objective is killing these guys, but you know, I may be getting to a boss or, you know, whatever, so. You see, we're not wasting any time with these ads because, well, they'll give us a little bit of experience. They're not going to give me much to justify wasting time on them, so wherever these bosses are, that's where we're going. And get these guys dead and press on. Interrupt his flamethrower. Definitely experiment with your interrupt, guys. When you're fighting things, if you see something channeling, for me, the way my UI is set up, you'll always see that right under the frame of the enemy I'm attacking. But experiment with it, because it'll definitely help you guys out to avoid taking damage, and especially when you get into raiding and flashpoints, those things will save you. Some mechanics you have to interrupt. I was trying to do something on the imp side with that sorcerer I was telling you guys about earlier, and it was absolutely horrible. One of the mechanics required you, it was Malgus actually. If you haven't done that flashpoint, or you have done it, there's a mechanic where he starts channeling, and if he completes that channel, whoever he's looking at will die automatically. And that happened twice. The first time to me, and you know, in their defense, I should have been looking for it as well. But I completely blanked on the mechanic, and when it killed me, I typed in the chat and told them, hey guys, make sure you interrupt that thing, blah blah blah. Next time it came around, they weren't paying attention at all. They didn't do it, and the next guy died, and somebody else died, and luckily by the time that happened, they were really close to killing him. He was at like 2%, so the last guy finished him off, but point being, for my whole ramble there, is interrupts will save your life. So get to know them intimately, and use them as often as you can, and experiment with them, and all that good stuff. I always feel like a badass Jedi when I come and do this heroic, just because everything dies so fast. It's like if I'm hitting you with a lightsaber, it's pretty much what I expect. Alright, I'm going to show you guys that trick right here. So force camo into rocket boots and skip that stuff so I don't have to fight that gold guy and waste time.
I do not
I probably should have completed that bonus though. I think it gives you a good amount of experience when you do. But no big deal. We've got bigger and badder things to accomplish here. Hey, so Roscoe, since I'm running through this stuff, I'll just answer you here over comm. So, for the other guys watching, he asked, what do I think about the clipping rotation for Carnage? It's absolutely necessary if you want to get the highest amount of DPS capable out of your Carnage Marauder or your Combat Sentinel. For those who may not know, the clipping rotation, basically what it is whenever you're doing Blade Dance or Ravage, when you get to 0.3 seconds left, you want to stop. There are several ways to stop that. I'm running the wrong way. There are several ways to stop that. Most commonly is using Clashing Blast or Devastating Blast, which, you know, if you're low level, that'll be Blade Storm or Force Scream. And it's absolutely optimal because what happens is in the game, after that 0.3 seconds, nothing else happens. It's complete animation. So if you wait that 0.3 seconds, you're literally standing there doing nothing. And in the world of DPS, you know, damage per second, the amount of damage you do every moment matters. So it's, in my opinion, and in my guide, if you go to dolphy.net and you read over my guide, I absolutely tell you guys to do that. Now, if you don't do it, sometimes, I mean, really, it might not even be noticeable. You know, if you're doing a fight or something like that, and you're standing there, and you know you're going at it, and then a week later you come back in, you go at the fight again, and you compare the numbers. You may not notice it, but if you're standing next to a Marauder or a Sentinel that is doing it, and you guys are of equal proficiency and experience with the class, you'll notice it. Just because you'll see the numbers side by side, and what'll happen is they will start to pull ahead of you every time you come around to Blade Dance or Ravage. They'll get ahead of you by 0.3 seconds, and then the next time they're ahead of you by 0.6 seconds, and it keeps going up and up and up and up until now they're ahead of you by 1 global cooldown or 2 global cooldowns, and then that's when you'll start seeing the damage difference and you'll see it pick up. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I just went on a rant, something you didn't even ask. Again, optimal, depending on what it is. If you're in a heavy party or rotation, and you can, say, get, like one that I get a lot of the times is you know, I'm on a boss fight or whatever, I use an unprocced Vicious Throw or Dispatch, depending on what faction you're in. And it's unprocced. I use it, and then I go right into Gore. So I clip it into Gore, and then I run into, say, Clashing Blast, because that's, or Devastating Blast, that's the next thing available. Right when I do that ability, it procs. So Vicious Throw or Dispatch comes up again and it procs, I absolutely throw it. And if you can do that, you kind of have to play a timer in your head, because it's on a 20-second timer for the Slaughter proc. It's really, really nice, and you'll definitely see the damage output increase. So yeah, every opportunity you get to do that, you can do it with Dual Saber Throw or Twin Saber Throw. Procced into it, definitely do that, but don't compromise the stability of your rotation. If you can get back into the, you know, standard or alternate rotation I have in my guide, do not skip that to get a clip in, because it'll be detrimental to your DPS. Yeah, absolutely, Roscoe. That's exactly what you want to do, man. That right there, that's playing smart. That's maximizing your damage output for the class to do that. And of course, like you said there, you could do it with Vicious Throw or Dual Saber Throw. Both of them work perfect, and that's exactly what you want to do. Is there a panel? No, just killing stuff.
There, good as new.
Almost left Kira back here high and dry. Roscoe, I'm not familiar with that one. If you have it, man, definitely link it in chat. I'd be interested in reading over it. Panel. Why do I feel like there was a panel around here I was supposed to click? Oh, it's back here. That's why. Yeah, absolutely, man. One of the things I tell people when I train them, not just in combat or Carnage, but anything really, is you know, even if you're the guy writing the guide, you know, you should always read over someone else's work, because they may do something or say something or, you know something, whatever, that you didn't know, and can make a huge difference to how you play. So awesome, dude. Thanks for that. I will definitely take a look at that after. Let's see, what was I doing? Abilities. Let's see what we got. Aw, okay, good. And that's it. So, Awe, guys, is what I consider a pseudo-defensive. What Awe will do is, it'll stun 8 enemies around you, as long as they're stunnable. As long as they don't have that, debuff that I showed you earlier. So as long as they don't have that, you'll be able to stun them, and as long as you don't do damage to them, they won't be able to attack you. And it only works on humans, so I'll do it right here. You'll see it, and it stunned everything, but the droid's still going. And I have that for 8 seconds. So for 8 seconds, I can, you know, hit away at this droid, and then those guys come back active, and we smash their face because they were dumb enough to pretend they could see again. Alright, let's see here. I don't think I'm going to be able to skip much. I'm going to jump over far side and AoE these guys down real quick. Get their damage off the table. And then we'll hit the big guy. So, a mistake a lot of people make, or at least in my opinion, that a lot of people make when they're kind of doing stuff like this, guys. If you're faced with multiple enemies, don't necessarily go after one that's going to hit hardest. Because it's going to take you a while to put that guy down. Whereas these little ones, you know, 1, 2, 3 hits, they're dead. And what you're doing is you're removing that damage that they would do over time that it's taking you to kill the big guy. You're removing that damage off the field, so to speak. So basically, it's going to keep you alive longer. So if you're doing this stuff, go after the small guys, get them off the table, so to speak. Let your companion hold the big guy or the harder enemies, and then move on and kill that bigger guy. So another thing that I get a lot is tab targeting. So I use the standard default tab target. I don't do anything fancy, and I like to think I'm pretty proficient at it. And I've had a good amount of people ask me, "Hey, how do you do, you know, X, Y, and Z? Like, how do you, you know, you're in a group and you tab target to the right person and blah blah blah." So to explain that to you guys, more or less, it's like aiming a gun. So the way that I tab target is I use my character's front as basically the reticle, if you will, and tab target. And generally speaking, when I do that, I'd say 95% of the time, it goes to the person that I want. There are other times when it doesn't, and that's more of an experience thing. So when I tab target to somebody, I make sure that I look at their feet. And the reason I look at their feet is because, you know, if I target myself, you see there's a blue thing around my feet. Well, for an enemy, it would be red. That lets me know that I've targeted that enemy is my active target, and I'm on the right person. You know, if I tab target and I don't see that, then I know to tab target again and try the next one. And it works really well. I believe by default, tab target goes to the nearest enemy. And from my experience, the nearest enemy is not necessarily how it works. I've had it on, say, Underlurker, if you guys are familiar with that fight, or some of these other fights, where I'll tab target to something and it'll be way across the room, but because I'm directly looking at it, again, kind of using a reticle, pretending it's a gun, and I'm aiming at it, it goes right to that thing. So, I don't know if that helps answer the question, you know, that question of some of those people who've been asking me watch this. That's how I do it, and it seems to work well for me. If you guys have any other suggestions, anything that works better for you, you know, let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube later, leave it in the comment section. And yeah, we'll get a dialogue started on it, because I get that question so much. That, I think I get for leveling, I get that question for just overall content, and then the other question I get is, you know, how to use your abilities while leveling, which is the whole point of me doing this for you guys. So you can see live how it happens. And the good thing about doing it live is I don't have to spend hours editing it. Okay, so what to do now? I gained us some pretty good experience. Let's, I'm gonna go back to Fleet and see if there's anything else I can do that will, be beneficial. We're in the 30s, so I know I can do Tatooine. Tatooine's around like a 25 to 28 planet, somewhere in that range. Alderaan's 30-ish for the Republic side. I think that might be doable. Roscoe, that's awesome, dude. The nightmare kills, I mean. Yeah, we're still in the progress. Phalanx Squad is right now, anyways, of going in there and trying to get footage and data and all that stuff to pump out those video guides we've been doing here lately. I'm just going to pick up all of these Tatooine ones, guys. I don't know which ones are easy and which ones are quick, but we're going to find out. Yeah, man, it's you know, one of the things with doing the guides. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out any of them on YouTube or on my channel or whatever, but one of the things with doing those guides is trying to get footage of all the things you don't want people to do, or trying to verify things like enrage times. It's just ungodly. Some of the like I remember when we were doing data collecting on Kephis. TFB Kephis. It was insane trying to get the enrage time on that, because you go 10, 12 minutes with nothing. You know, and then on Nightmare, there is no way to get to enrage, because the nanites will kill you way before you ever last that long. So it's it was really, really interesting trying to do some of the data gathering on some of that stuff. Kephis in EC was another one that was maybe not too difficult, but it was slightly difficult, just because the damage output on that thing was really crazy. So you're standing there in third phase and he's just beating the shit out of you. And you're like, please God, enrage. Just please enrage already. I need these ads to, there we go.
The master again cautions me that
That's awesome, Roscoe. Well, good to have you as a fan, man, and hope you stay for a long time to come, man. I haven't actually put this out yet, but Phalanx will be switching gears here in a little bit. We're still trying to get the footage we need and the different things we need for the last boss in TFB Nightmare. And then once we complete that, what I'm going to end up doing is moving over to completing all the hard mode stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and knock out all the hard mode fights, because I think the majority of the players that play the game right now, where they're struggling is generally hard mode. Most players that go into Nightmare, you know, they've generally got a good handle on their rotations and how to play the class, and you know, they know what the mechanics are and, you know, all that good stuff. So generally it's not the Nightmare players that need help, but the hard mode ones. So I think we're going to be switching gears and knocking all that stuff out, and then we'll revisit the Nightmare stuff, and that'll be good for us because we won't feel so stressed to get it out. Because right now it's like, oh man, we got to get this stuff done so we can go over and start doing SNV night or hard mode. And as I'm sure you know, Roscoe, SNV Nightmare is going to be a process. It's going to be a long one. So trying to get all the data and everything we need for that is going to be a legit, literal nightmare. Alright, let's see. Let's see how much of this stuff I can skip. I'm gonna kill this and we'll skip that group up there maybe. Oh, let me turn my companion back on before I die. For stasis, I need you to do stuff, Kira. Like heal me. Heal me right now. Thank you. Let's hit pacify on that guy. That'll give us some time for Kira to heal me up to full. Look at that. Again, guys, pacify, 90% accuracy reduction for a melee or range player. That pretty much means they're useless and they're doing nothing. So, a really, really good thing that we have as Sentinels and Marauders. Obfuscate. I think is what it's called on the Marauder side. Yeah, Brontis 4.0, dude, is ridiculous. It is absolutely a nightmare in every true sense of the word. Get this ad off of Kira real quick. Boink. This one should pull right there. Alright, let's see what, if anything, I can skip right here. Nothing. Okay. Alright, let's AoE all this stuff real quick. I just broke Kira's stun, that was dumb. Alright, Roscoe, take care, man. Have a good night, dude, and good luck on your raid.
You'll live.
So I would definitely say, guys, this is one of those. It is a long one. There are some tricks we can employ, like clicking on stuff in a rock face. Maybe sneaking around the corner and clicking this one. Can I do it on this one? Nope. Well, there's your problem. Thought I was behind that rock and I wasn't. I was like way out in the open. Alright, I know there's some other ones this way, so I'm gonna rocket boot, that's what I'm gonna do. Not want to fight those guys. And let's see, I need 3 more, and there are 3 right there, so good to go.
You'll live. Okay, let's hit these guys. It's interesting, I didn't think it would pull that, that gold one over there.
Trying to think ahead here. Any of those are quick. The other missions I have right now.
You're fine.
Maybe pirate bullies? Or if I just gotta defeat somebody. Sound the alarm and you've been forced stasis. I don't actually know what this sound the alarm does. I would assume it would call over his buddies if they were in proximity, but I always pull him back over here and then I interrupt it when he does it, so never actually tested that out. Alright, let's try this defeat, however the hell you say that name. See if this one goes quick. That was a long CC he had me under there. Okay. He's here? Yep, there he is. Alright. See if he does a knockback or something stupid. Yeah, it's done. Fair enough. Anytime you guys see Ravage, definitely interrupt that. Those things always hit hard, no matter what you're fighting. If they do Ravage, interrupt it. You know what? Alright. Let's CC you. Yeah, how do you like that? Stay up against this wall, that way if he knocks me back, don't have to worry about it. Ravage interrupted. Alright. That was pretty quick. Anything else that's quick? It doesn't look like it. I know that Sarlacc pit one's hard, like, not hard, but you have to kill a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think I've ever done this Reap the Whirlwind, so see what happens. Okay. Defeat 10 pirates. Of course. Alright, so our 2-hour runtime is up. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to complete this thing out. And then I'll go ahead and call the stream. On Monday, I'll be streaming again. I'll do part 2 of the Legacy tier. And then on Tuesday, I will not be streaming. I'll remind you guys of that on Tuesday, but Tuesday I have scheduled to stream. I won't be streaming, more or less because I have something going on within Guild. And we're taking a guy out to train him to basically be a raid leader, so I'll be partaking in that. I'm pretty sure we'll be streaming that at some point because there's probably going to be a lot of shenanigans and ridiculous things going on, but I will not be streaming the Dark versus Light event, so next week it'll be Monday and Friday that you guys can catch this stuff. So Beat Twin Sun Pirates. What do they consider a pirate? A pistolier a pirate? You know what I just realized, guys? I know why we're doing so little damage. It's because we have no gear. Oh, look at that. Most of it's empty shells. Well, not empty shells, but it's got level 18 gear in it, so that'll do it. Yeah, we'll save this. We'll save this for later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my stronghold, and I'll go ahead and cut the stream here, but when we restart on Monday, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and gear out. I'll probably just buy a bunch of stuff from the vendor again, or I'll buy a bunch of stuff from the GTN, whichever, but we'll gear up and then we'll go back and complete that thing. Alright, this is a good spot to log out. So, alright guys, well thanks for hanging out. Again, just as a reminder, we'll not be streaming on Tuesday of next week, but Monday and Friday are a go. And again, any changes will be posted up to my Twitter. And obviously this will be posted up on YouTube here shortly, so definitely follow me up on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. If you guys have any questions, if you need to get in contact with me at all, go to hayete.net. And there's a contact page right there. Type in your message, email, name, send it off to me. I get it on my phone, and I get you guys a response in 24 hours or less. So that's my promise to you guys. But again, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take care.